Hello everyone, right, this is a bit of a random video. I was supposed to be doing some other stuff today. It is Saturday morning. As you can see, I'm in my gym gear. I was going to go and play a bit of tennis as well, but now I've been called out to this call out. I've actually filmed at this place before when they had underfloor heating, and I sorted all their underfloor heating out. This time we've got a leak in the floor behind a kitchen unit, and I thought you'd like to see how we figure out and fix problems like this. Okay, so come along for a ride. This is a little bit of an on the tools job, but this is how we do it. Okay, cheers. Oh yeah, and don't worry, I'll be going to part 3 of Mum and Dad's shower next week or the week after if you're waiting for that segment. Right then, so first things first, they've got no water, and there's a family of 2 kids here. So first thing I've done is bought them some water. Now you might think this is me being nice. Oh, I'll buy them some water. All right, Jim, but it's actually I just want a cup of coffee. Right. Man himself with the mad dog known as Cassie. Oh Cassie, woof woof woof. Right away. Just a bit of sugar please. Thanking you. Proper coffee here. That's what I like to see. And let's go autofocus, not just manual. I was a bit out of focus for the whole of this video. Just one please, mate. No, that's fine, that's okay. It's only a bit of LBC, Nick Ferrari, hero. So this is the problem we've got. Jim rang me up this morning. In fact, I woke up to about 3 or 4 missed calls on my phone from Jim. From his wife. So it was obviously an emergency. Water is pouring out down here. This little space just here. And we found that it is the reason straight away diagnosis happens if it goes off. Well, they switched off the stopcock underneath the kitchen sink and it didn't go off. They went out to the road, turned it off out there, and it went off. So usually you're going to find then that it's the joint from the mains in to the copper that goes under the sink. That's kind of where you're at. So the next bit you have to do is figure out how you're actually going to get to that to fix it. So we've got to get this unit out here, which is going to be great fun, and all the while we're going to have lots of lovely chit chats about politics and the ridiculous state we've got our country in. Absolutely. First thing I'm going to do is we've got a screw there and a screw there. I'm just going to see if we get any movement in this joint here. If we don't get any movement in that joint there, I've also just used a Stanley knife just to sort of cut away the silicone up here. I'm just hoping, because these are bespoke made units, that they haven't really glued this onto that worktop like mad. Really hope that's happened, but we're going to take this screw off here, this screw here, just see if we get a flex at the front. If we do, we might be onto a winner. Okay. So once I'd found out that we can get the sides off, obviously slackened off those foot bits, and then look, a little bit of movement, and I thought, here we go, we are actually onto a winner here, because if that had been fully integrated, it would have been a nightmare. I just want to let you know, guys, all the tools that I'm using in this video today, as you are all fully aware if you're old school plant parts fans, you can buy on our Amazon tool store as well. Click on the link below. So there's the offending article there. We're just going to skill back this way just to give ourselves a nice big area to work on so we can get this bit fixed. Cutting up floorboards when you don't really know what is underneath them can always be a bit of a pensive moment, but it is a necessary evil. Sometimes you're going to find that you do nick a wire or you nick another bit of pipe, and you've just got to be able to deal with that. It's a non-negotiable getting the floor up, and it's got to be done, so I'm afraid this is the best way to do it, and it came up fine. So here we go, guys. Here's the problem. I don't know if you can see. You see that bit of spurty water there? So we've got to fix that. That whole fitting's got to come out, and that is not going to be easy, believe me. That's right in the floor, that is. So we're into... Oh man, that's not good. Okay, all right, let's see what we can do. Right then, so we've got the leak. We found out what it is, and we're going to try and fix it now. The problem is the black fitting that goes from MDPE to copper has failed. Just it's plastic, it's brittle, for some reason it's failed. Could have been when it was moulded or something like that, but I've hazard to guess it's been leaking a little while. Yeah, so what we're going to do, we've got to dig down now. We know we can take that bit of copper out the top, and we'll replace that bit of copper as well. So the bit that comes out at the bottom of that elbow, we're going to swap that over for a new bit. And then also, just so we get better lighting, can you see it's so early, I haven't even done my hair. Oh. So for a close look, it's leaking just on this seam here. We are going to have to dig this. Okay, right, let's do some diggy dig.
I think normally I over tighten everything, but I was a bit worried about
Cassie, it's not that bad, isn't it? Oh dear, no water, no walks. Right, where's the mains? It's got that autumnal feel now in the mornings, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Typical British mains, typical hot weather.
Proper weather.
Right, so that was the old mains.
Yeah.
And that's the new one they put in there.
Okay, let's have a look. That's a brand new main they put in there.
I think so.
Okay. Cool, that is off, isn't it? Okay, alright. I want to become a plumber and fit boilers on a wall and do loads of straight pipes up to them. They're the plumbers who are on Instagram. You never see a plumber putting a photo of them with their arm up to and in to the ground. Hey Cassie. No. Right, okay, so we should, well, hopefully we'll find that slowed up a little bit. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, it's just enough. Let him by a tiny bit, but we're pretty good. Right, so we've taken this off now, just slacken that joint off there. Now we've got to slacken that joint off down there, which would be really, really difficult. Fortunately, I've got one of these special claws, which you can buy. Guess where you can buy them, Jim?
You can buy them from your Amazon store.
Article is now out. Let's see if we can see where this leak. There you go, that's where it's leaked from. So yeah, off to the suppliers. We're going to go and get a new one of these. So this is a 20mm. That is a 20mm inlet to a 15mm outlet. Right, there we go, that's down.
I mean, what they're trying,
lovely.
They're waffling on.
Just here is where that O-ring is split out. Oh, lovely van, home sweet home. So, what's important? What's usually difficult about when you get a leak in your kitchen? The usual difficulty is finding out where the leak's coming from, what is causing the leak, what's happening, and the way to do that is the first thing I'd do is shut the stopcock off underneath the kitchen sink. If the leak stops, then you know it's that side of the stopcock, so you've already got it under control. Panic over, basically, and now it's about fixing the leak. If you turn that stopcock off like Jim did under the sink here, and it doesn't stop, then obviously panic is still in effect, and then we need to go outside to the road, turn the water off out there, and then then, I mean, if it's still leaking then you've got a real big problem. I mean, what could it be? But I mean, it could be that you've got a hot tank, I guess, in the loft, and that's still letting down, but it's rare. You'll know if it's a proper mains leak because you'll have mains pressure coming out. You'll often see a mist of water, or just a very fine jet, or you'll hear proper gushing. So what we did here was we turned that off in there, it still carried on. We came out to the road, found the stopcock, turned that off, which in itself can sometimes be a bit of a palaver, finding the stopcock, especially if they've gravelled the drive and just gravelled over it. You've got a big problem on your hands. You know, once you've found that, you're then about accessing the leak. That's the next problem. And we were lucky there. That looked like a real difficult, I was worried about getting that off, that cabinet. I thought that we were going to have the cabinet stuck to the bottom of the worktop. I thought that the sides were going to be drilled through as well, all the way down in different places. And I thought it was going to be absolute hell getting it all off. But fortunately, it wasn't. It was fine. And we've got that off now, and that's all done. So now it's affecting the fix. So we found out what it is, we've got it out, we've got it here in front of us, we've got that little rubber bit there. We're just going to change this over. Probably going to change this bit of pipe as well, because it had quite a lot of crusty bits on it. I just thought it'd be a good idea we get that changed too. And also I actually pushed it back in quite a long way. Because this has come apart, this is a sign of really, really high pressures in this area. I know it's not going to help this joint here because there's no physical way I can fit it, but I do really recommend that they get a pressure reducing valve and pop it in here just to make sure we don't get any damaging water pressure going around this system. Anyway, so let's go to the supplier, let's get these bits. I'm not going to drive while I talk to you. The bit I filmed earlier on was on a single track road. Alright, let's go. Oh yeah, and if you want to find out more about this sort of thing, I've done an interactive house. It's like a house on the website, that you can go around, and it's all sort of cut away, so you can see all bits of plumbing and things like that, and learn about the different bits of plumbing in your home. See if you can find Big G, my cat, in the house somewhere. He's hidden away somewhere. Anyway, let's get to the supplies. Right, so I just got out the suppliers. Now I've got these Plasson push fit ones to go in. Now I've not used these before, and I'm kind of worried by the fact that I can't strip them down. I'll be interested to see if you can. Is there any way of stripping these down once they're on? If there's a leak? Yeah, a little bit worried about that. Right, okay. The question we have is, now that we've dried all this out, so we should have, look, we can really see that a lot easier now, can't we? Right, so the line is up to there. So I'm going to be that far down. That one. This is one of those moments where you wish you didn't put a fairy liquid bottle right in front of the place where you're working, which is what I'm going to do in a minute, and it's then going to go out of focus. But you still get a good idea as to what I'm doing. I had the fairy liquid there as well to make that Plasson fitting go on a bit easier, a bit quicker. But once I'd got the new bit of copper in, used those ox cutters there to get that cut nicely, it was really straightforward fix now. Just getting those two bits on there, a little bit of jointing compound and everything, and there we go, we're all done. Well, if you can, I'd love to see you try.
These wrists.
Right, Jim, I want to see if you can undo this. Have you got the grip of a plumber? And can you please go, once you hear it hissing through, just leave it.
So just a little tweak.
Yeah, lefty loosey.
Right, there you go.
Oh, yep. He's a strong boy. Right then, so what we've done, we fixed the leak, we turned the water back on, but we haven't just turned the water back on with taps shut. We should have a tap open, so then we can let any pressure through, and we have a bit of control still, because we're not putting full pressure straight onto the joint. That's the thing. So right now, water is coming out. Look, there's my fix down there, but we've got water coming out of here. So now we can then adjust the pressure from here. That's what's really important. So now I can start bringing the pressure up. Now I'll be increasing pressure through that fitting. So we shut it like that, and we're here now, right next to it, to make sure that if we have got any leaks, we're here when they happen, rather than out in the garden. And as you can see, no leaks. Oh, and that's just run out of battery. Right then, so water's back on. Well, I'm just going to now fully turn it on. If you ever have to do this, if you ever turn your water back on at home, you open up the valve all the way back and then 1/2 turn closed again. That allows us, if we get a problem in the future, that allows us to give that a bit of a twist, that valve, and then we can free it off if it ever gets seized. If it ever gets seized. Oh, dearie me. If you wound it all the way back and left it in that back position, you wouldn't have a wriggle room. You could only ever go one way then. So that's why we do that. So that's fully back on. We've fully pressure tested now. I've left it a good 10 minutes to make sure that we haven't got any leaks before we put the unit back. So now it's just about getting that unit back in. Fortunately, the decorator's here as well, so you can get that corked up and made good after I've left. Boom. We are very happy about this, aren't we, Cassie? Yes, we are. Oh, there we go. So look, all done. One last little finger feel. Bon. Monsieur Bon. Now it's just the nice part of the job, giving everything a bit of a clear up, and then in a sec, once we're doing that, just getting the floor back down as well. Look how good that bag is, the amount of stuff you can keep in there, all online. Once I got the floor screwed back down, I was really pleased with how this end unit went back in. And you think about it, Jim rung us this morning with loads of water coming out on a Saturday, thinking, oh my god, what's going to happen? And we've ended up with a fixed leak, and we've even got the cupboards back in. His missus went out with the kids for the day and came back to a fixed kitchen and no more troubles. And that is the satisfaction of doing this job. Try and get that in. You see, it's really not easy.
No, it's not. I'll leave it to Dave.
I leave it to professionals.
There we go, all done. Are you happy, Jim?
I'm extremely happy. From a panicked 8:30 this morning to not even 11:30, fully sorted.
And it's a Saturday.
And it's a Saturday.
See, I care. Now it's just pop the cupboards back in, make sure everything's working, pop the skirting board on, and then that was it, finished. Oh my god. Oh, Cassie. Oh, it's all been fixed, Cassie. You can cheer up now. Dude, woof, woof, woof. Alright, there we go, done. What a great tool bag though, hey? You can get them on Amazon. Ah. Right then guys, so yeah, there you go, there. Right then guys, so there you go, that job is done, all finished. Really pleased with how that went, and that's basically what you go through when you get called out to a kitchen to fix a leak. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit the subscribe button and all the rest of it. Go over to the Amazon store if you want as well, and I'll see you in the next Plumber Parts video. Hold tight. Thanks for watching today guys. I will get part 3 of Mum and Dad's shower video out in the next week or two. We've got loads of stuff coming up, so bang the subscribe, check out my vlog Times of James. If you want to learn more about the plumbing in your home, then go over to our interactive house. Also, if you don't think you're up to this job, use our Find Your Plumber service.